Share ni kan, share.
Kalau
Okay.
5 minit. Akak ada tengok kat YouTube ke?
Ada testnya Dia punya delay tu boleh tahan.
Okay.
Alright. Kak Fani. Okay, dah boleh share screen ke?
Boleh, boleh.
Boleh? Okay. Okay, share screen. Try screen share. Okay. Okay, present. Tarik nafas dalam.
Lagi 4 minit.
Relax. Jangan skema sangat, boleh je. Tengok time. Lagi 3 minit ready lah.
Ya. Thank you, Anis. Thank you, Ain.
Tak nampak screen.
Oh, okay. Anis and Ain.
Okay. Lagi berapa saat je. Relax.
Dah pukul 9. Alright. start ke? Nak start ke? Lagi apa saat
Okay. Anytime.
Alright. Okay. So, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So, welcome back to our channel. So tonight we're gonna do two types of live review on YouTube, which is toy reviews from me with Pilza and movie review from Kak Nida. So without killing more time, I'm gonna start first. Alright. So um tonight I'm gonna share about how I what the toys that I choose based on Piaget and Erickson's theories. So next slide. Okay. So the first one is Piaget's theories. So Piaget's theory argues that we must conquer four stages of cognitive development, which is sensorimotor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. So only once we have gone through all the stage, at what age can vary, we are able to reach full human intelligence. So next slide is about Erickson's theory of psychosocial development. He identified 8 stages in which a healthy individual should pass through from birth to death. So at each stages, we encounter different needs to develop psychological strength or character trait that help us become confident and healthy people. And next. So tonight I'm not going to explain detail for all the stages. Tonight we're gonna to focus for the three of group ages. Age group. So it is 6 months old, 4 years old, and 8 years old. Next. So the first toys that I choose is my Pal Scout for 6 months old. And next. So the purposes from these toys is first to say the child's name. So you can teach the child's name, and he will say it and spell it with your child, with your child. Because my postcard is easy to personalize. It have their own app, so we just enter the child name, and it will say it. Say it. So the second one is daytime fun. So it provide daytime fun to explore more than 50 learning activity that you can personalize with the child favorite animal, food, and color. So just enter the child's favorite animal, food, and color through the apps, and they can your child can play with the toy while learning. And the last one is not the soothing. So you can set the time, how long you want to set for get ready for the baby to sleep. And don't worry, the toys is just not for lullaby song. It has 40 songs more for learning songs. So yeah, don't worry. So next. Next is I would like to relate with the. I will like to explain the both theories about at this stage. So first, let's take a look at Piaget's stage of cognitive development. So for the 6 months old group, we're gonna look at the sensorimotor stage. This stage covers the first 2 years of life, and actually actually it is divided into six stages more. So this stage takes infants and toddlers think with their sensory and motor system. So during this sub-stage, which is called secondary secular reactions, the child become more focused on the world. So they started to use objects to learn about the world, and they started to intentionally repeat an action in order to trigger a response in the environment, especially a response from their parents. Beside that, this process actually begins by accident, but as the babies start to enjoy their ability to make things happen, so they will continue these activities again and again. So, for example, the child will purposefully um, pick up a toy in order to put it in his or her mouth again and again. Uh, so beside that, they will also be able to make more sounds on their own. So they will laugh, they use sounds to express their unhappiness, excitement, and yeah, and so on. And while Erickson, at this age, they will reach trust versus mistrust. So this stage begins at birth and lasts until your child is around 18 months old. So according to Erikson, it is the most important period of your child's life, as it shapes their view of the world as well as their overall personality. As infant, we ask ourselves if we can trust the world, and we wonder if it's safe. So we learn that if we can trust someone now, we can also trust others in the future. While if we experience fear, we develop doubt and mistrust. So the key to our development is our mother. So next is, so why the toy are appropriate for 6 month old? So this toy can help children to learn colors, counting, and the first word. So, yeah, and they also can explore feelings and emotions. So, as the babies in this day like to repeat what they do in order to learn more about the world. So, they will learn every day the basic word. Next is for Erison. So the lullaby song help baby to relax and give signal that they are safe. So I found out that lullabies are scientifically proven to lull babies to sleep, and also can stimulate language and cognitive development, as well as strengthen the emotional bond between a parent and a child. So since the baby can yet understand words and language, a lullaby can communicate that everything in the house is taken care of. There is no danger, and so much love that a voice is literally lifted into song. So I found out that the researchers at Harvard Music Lab, they discovered that when even the unfamiliar and in a foreign language lullabies were played to infants, they will relax. So yeah. So next, please. Next slide. Okay, so the second toy that I choose is calculator cash register. Okay, next. So the benefits from these toys is first, it helps to encourage money and math skill. So the child can learn early math skill like addition and subtraction, and a fun way to learn about money. Beside that, it is imaginative play that help develop early language and also social skill. So basically, this toy introducing early math skill as children play shops with their friends. So next, as for Piaget theory, which is pre-operational stage, he said that our thinking is mainly categorized for symbolic functions and intuitive thoughts. We have a lot of fantasy and believe objects are alive. As we are not able to apply specific cognitive operation, we learn to speak and understand that words, image, and gesture are a symbol for something else. So, for example, when we draw our family, we are not concerned about drawing each person to scale, but rather with their symbolic meanings. Beside that, We love to play pretend, which allow us to experience something new and learn a lot. Meanwhile, for Erickson theory, which is initiative versus guilt, he said that in preschool we take initiative, try out a new thing and learn basic principle like how round things roll. So we ask, is it okay for me to do what I do? If we are encouraged, we can follow our interests. But if we are held back or told that what we do is silly, we can develop out. So the next is so um, why the toy are appropriate? Because the first is I found out a paper about applying Piaget's theory of cognitive development to mathematics instructions. The author connect each Piaget stage uh, based on presentation at National Council of Teachers of Mathematics in California. So he said that at this age, they are all about pretend play and learning new skill. So they need something to enjoy playing pretend to develop their imaginations and social skill that prepare them for school and more. So the characteristic of this stage include an increase in language ability, symbolic thoughts, egocentric perspective, and limited logic. So, this toy also help to engaging in discussion or interaction with the children, so that can help to lead the children to discovery of the variety of ways to group objects, thus helping the children think about the quantities in new ways. So, Erison say that as you might guess, play and imagination take on an important role at this stage. So, giving children the freedom and encouragement to play strengthen their feelings of initiative. So, this story literally suit for this age group because it helps children able to act independently. They need to try. They need to try things on their own and explore their own abilities to develop ambition and directions. Next. So yeah, abracadabra. Deluxe magic set. So next is slide. Alright. The benefits for this start is easy to master traits that help to encourage confidence and develop fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. So the children can easy to follow to master 10 amazing magic tricks that are sure to wow their friends and family. So, and with this toy set, children can learn how to act and make a magic show. And of course, their speaking and social skill can be improved. To set imagination, this toy can help to set imagination and wonder so children discover themselves, their passion, and also their purpose. So next is okay. So based on Piaget, at this stage is concrete operational stage. So during this stage, we begin to think logically about concrete events and we begin to understand the concept of conservation. For example, you have two chocolate bar and the first one you break into two pieces equally and the second one you break into four pieces equally. But the children that don't reach this stage, they will say that the one that you break into two pieces is more than the second one that you break into four pieces. So at this stage, we don't think like that. We can think logically and more organized, but still very concrete because we have trouble reasoning about abstract concepts. We also begin to understand that our thoughts and feelings are unique and not necessarily those of others. That means that we learn to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. So for Ericsson, this stage called industry versus inferiority. Now we discover our own interests and realize that we are different from others. We want to show that we can do things right, if we receive recognition from our teachers or friends, we become more hardworking. But if we get too much negative feedback, we start to feel inferior and lose motivation. And next is why the toy are appropriate for 8 years old. So, as children, they started to think more logically. So, this toys help children figure out how these magic tricks can amaze everyone. And also, it develops memory, logic, and critical thinking skill. An important part of magic is learning the difference between method and effect. Beside that, it forces kids to think about the difference between illusions and reality. So, yeah, this talk can help them to analyze things and to think deeply beyond what is presented at the surface. So, why a reason for this that I can relate from this toy. At early stages of development, children were largely able to engage in activities for fun and to receive praise and attention. So, according to Erikson, this stage is also vital in developing self confidence. Carl Picard, a psychologist, says a kid who lacks confidence will be reluctant to try new things. So, this toy set really can help to build self confidence because many kids at this stage are struggle with a sense of self worth, and they also suffer from an inferiority complex. Oh, yeah. So nobody wants to be that kid that everyone laughs at or think they are stupid. So, performing magic to family and friends is a wonderful way for children to learn to stretch themselves. It helps them learn to be unafraid to step into the public eye and perform for others. So, when their tricks succeed and their magic is received well, it can really give a positive boost to their self confidence. So, last but not least, a famous magician Duncan says a lot of magicians they were quite shy as a child. But if the child learn magic tricks, they have something cool to show their friends, and it breaks the communication barrier and help them be accepted by their friends. So that's all from me. Next slide. Thank you for watching. I so let's move on to Kak Nida for movie review. Yay.
Okay. Thank you, Filza. Hi, everyone. I am Nida, and tonight I will present a movie review on Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Moving on. So, The Last Jedi is a sequel to the previous movie titled Star Wars The Force Awakens. It picks up immediately after The Force Awakens ended and continues the plot of these characters as you see on screen right now. And true to its genre as an epic space opera, it has three or more separate plots uh, that are intertwined ultimately as the movie goes on. And in the A plot, the characters are Kylo Ren, no, sorry, Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke Skywalker. Rey is tasked with finding out Luke Skywalker in hiding, and she has to uh, put up with her antagonistic relationship with Kylo Ren that began in The Force Awakens. And for the B and C plots, first off, I will explain the B plot. As the war goes on between the good side, the Resistance, and the bad side, the First Order, the Resistance launched an attack on the First Order, and yet they lost many fighters in the presuming war. The general of the Resistance, Leia Organa, was injured and then replaced with Admiral Holdo. This decision was not supported by Poe Dameron, the man you see in the picture. He thought that Admiral Holdo was not doing her job properly, and thinks that he should be the one to take the spot. And at the same time, the C plot involves Rose and Finn venturing off from the resistance to find extra help for them to gain an advantage in the war. Okay, next slide. The first theory that I will apply tonight for my movie review is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What is the hierarchy of needs? Okay, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory by Abraham Maslow, which puts forward that people are motivated by 5 basic categories of needs: physiological, safety, love, esteem, and self-actualization. In the pyramid, you can see that the bottom part is physiological needs that concerns food, water, warmth, and rest. This is the first of the 2 part of basic needs. And above that, we have safety needs that concern security and safety. And on top of that, we have belongingness and love needs. That includes intimate relationships and friends. And above that, we have esteem needs. That are prestige and feeling of accomplishment. And at the very top, we have self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. And that is what Maslow called self-fulfillment needs. For the application of this theory, I pick Ray, the main character. She is a scavenger. She has been living on a desert planet with harsh environment all by herself for almost 20 years before she met her friend Finn and the Resistance. Her parents were nobody. They sold her off for drinking money. And because of her lonely life, she yearns for something more. She wants something more, yet she does not want to leave the planet that she has been stuck on for almost all her life. And Rey has been chosen as the next Jedi warrior, the good person, but she doesn't feel like she's worthy of that title. And why does this apply to Rey? Early on in the movie, we'll learn of her wants. She wants to know why she has been chosen as the Jedi. Why was she the one to find Luke Skywalker instead of any other person in the Resistance? Her second one is she wants her parents, her family, because she wants an answer as to why she's been abandoned for so long. And the third of her wants is she does not want to feel alone. And fourth want is she wants to redeem Kylo Ren after sharing a moment with him where they bonded over their losses and bonded over their feeling of loneliness. But as we later discover, her actual needs throughout the course of the film is a transport to get away from the battlefield where she can take shelter and rest. That is physiological needs. And as Kylo Ren is the antagonist, he does not agree with her attempt to redeem him, and thus she made the decision to go as far away as she can, and that is safety needs. And the third one is belongingness and love needs. While her parents might not have loved her, she has found a family that truly cares for her, regardless of blood ties. And the fourth one is esteem needs. Her feelings of her lack of self-worth that she felt earlier in the movie was canceled out by her taking the decision to save her friends from death at the final moments of the film so they can fight another day. And for the self-fulfillment needs, at the very top of the hierarchy of needs is she has become the beacon of hope for everyone without without clinging to the past and becoming her own person throughout in her own experience shapes that. Moving on to the next theory. My second theory is defense mechanism. What are they? So Sigmund Freud noted a number of ego defenses, which he refers to throughout his written works. His daughter, Anna Freud, developed these ideas and elaborated on them, adding 10 of her own. Many psychoanalysts have also added further types of ego defenses. Defense mechanisms are unconscious strategies whereby people protect themselves from anxious thoughts or feelings. They can allow people to navigate painful experiences or channel their energy more productively. They become problematic, however, when applied too frequently or for too long. So the subject which I will apply this theory on is Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, the main antagonist of this film. So Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren, was born to good parents and lived in privilege. He is the exact opposite of Rey. While Rey was alone and lived on had to survive all by herself by scavenging, Ben was given everything on a silver platter from the moment he was born. Yet, with all that he had, with all that privilege, he ended up the dark side and became manipulative and hateful. The defense mechanism that I observe from him is projection. Projection is when someone reverses desires or weaknesses onto other people, and other people are to blame for their own shortcomings or insecurities. Why does this theory apply to Kylo Ren? In the timestamp below, you can see in this moment, Rey was upset after an argument with Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Master she was looking for, and Luke happens to be the uncle of Kylo Ren. And in this moment, Kylo Ren talks down to her and said that she was looking for a father figure in Luke, and he projects that Luke will also fail her as he did him, Kylo, because he was projecting the envy and the lack of father figure he himself has in his life, as he murdered his own father in the previous movie. In the second screen cap, this moment happens right after their battle. They were working together at this moment to bring down the boss of Kylo Ren, and Rey thought that Kylo Ren was redeemed, was moving towards the good side, but he was selfish. Instead, he invited Rey to join him to conquer the whole galaxy, but Rey pleads to him to stop. And again, he projected onto her his own insecurities. He yelled at her, "You're still holding on, let go," meaning he might think Rey was holding on to the past by pleading to him, but instead he was the one that upholds the past and refuses to let it go, even though knowing doing the same thing at this moment happened to his grandfather, Darth Vader. And because he couldn't let go of the past, he blamed it on Rey for everything this moment has led to. So, for my conclusion, growth needs to not stem from a lack of something, but rather from a desire to grow as a person. This is true for Rey, based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where her character went from questioning her purpose, from lacking even the most basic of needs, to realizing that she's had one all along. She's had a purpose one along. She became the best version of herself. By the end of the movie, she has found a family who will love her regardless of where she comes from, who she is. And for Kylo Ren, his birth circumstances could not stop him from growing into someone hateful and manipulative. He blames others, especially Rey, his rivals, for his own weaknesses and lack of father figures, as he murdered his own and almost also killed Luke Skywalker, his own uncle. And these are my references and credits. And thank you for watching.
Yay!
Okay. Top screen.
Yay! Good job, Kak.
You did a good job too.
Yeah.
Should we end this here or closing statement kan? All right. So thank you guys for lending us your time and ears. See you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
So, and
Nah, end.
okay.